I seriously need to get the hatchback working again. As much as I love daily driving the STI, I don't. Mainly because it's hot. It's sticky. It's like a sticky kind of hot. You know what I mean? When you walk outside, you just showered and you feel like you got to shower again. You're just sticky, and you touch something. Nope, not a fan of it. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got some stuff we got to do the hatch. I need to weld in an IAT sensor into our intercooler piping. Grimmspeed is sending us a new pipe that has one pre-welded in because my welds, they don't look good on aluminum. They're functional, but they don't look good. Let's just say that much. I'm gonna try to get the fuel to stop leaking out of the passenger or the driver's side of the fuel rail. For some reason, we still have a leak on that side. The passenger side is all sealed up and it's not leaking any type of fuel. So what we're gonna do today is start off by getting our intercooler piping situation kind of taken care of on the turbo side or the hot side of the intercooler piping. Get our intake to fit. We are gonna have to cut up our intake box to make this thing fit. Once everything fits nicely, we can start transitioning around the car a little bit more. I do have some end links I still need to throw in because I didn't do that in the last video like I wanted to. So let me get you caught up real quick. So the game plan for today, well, first of all, I've already emailed all the information over to Josh to get our base tune set up. This side of the fuel rail is not leaking. Everything is good over here. I do need to get the intake situation figured out to get that fit up in here with our charge pipe because that is going to be a little bit of an annoyance. Once that's in here though, it really shouldn't be a problem. Like I said, we are gonna have to cut up the intake box a little bit to make it fit with this intercooler piping because they are not meant to work with one another. So let me just start focusing on this side real quick, get this side reassembled. After we get this side reassembled, we're gonna disassemble literally everything over here that's in the way of that fuel rail down there. I'm gonna pull it completely out and see what's going on with our O-rings and why this side keeps leaking. Once this side of the fuel system's taken care of, we can get this intercooler piping in, get our secondary air injection pump back in and whatnot. So let's just get to work, you guys. I need a daily driver again. So let's get going here. So the passenger side of the engine bay is looking pretty good. I have our speed density wiring here that I need to run over there once we get our bung put in. This intercooler fits surprisingly well with this guy here. This is a little sloppy, I'd say. I think it just has to do with this big hose up here. I think if it was a hard pipe, it'd be a lot more sturdy, but I'm not worried about it. It may rub on this air box a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I've got our alternator shroud put back in here. I got our AC stretch belt put back on, our accessory drive belt. Now I need to start disassembling this side to see what the hell's going on with the fuel rails over here and why we just continue to pee fuel out of this side of the rail for some reason. I don't know why we're doing it. I'm literally going to take everything out of the way that's in the way. This guy, I'm just going to make room so that way I can actually get down to that rail, inspect the O-rings and see what's going on. But first, I need to run a couple errands, so I'll be right back. By the time you see it, you'll never even know I left. All right, I'm back from running errands, my friends. So next up, we're going to toss some oil in the car because obviously it has none, and we need some oil because our engines don't really work without oil. So let's get this thing filled up. Step one in adding oil to your car: take off the oil cap. Take off the oil cap.
Wrong.
What is step one?
Walk near the car and pop the hood.
Shut up. All right, you guys, since we're adding oil to the car, I gotta talk to you guys about today's video sponsor, our friends over at Haviland Pro RS Oil. Now this oil is specifically designed for small performance engines like this, turbocharged, supercharged, naturally aspirated, whatever it may be. For us, we're using 5W30 in this thing. Now what's really cool about this Haviland Pro RS and just a lot of the Haviland oils that you guys are gonna see out there if you do decide to get it, is that it is using 70% less plastic in this box. It's like a bag in a box like most wines that adultish people would buy. Not myself because I don't drink wines. On top of that, this Haviland Pro RS oil is also 25% plant-based and it is extremely easy to use, you guys. Plus, because it's a bag in a box, you don't get like all the stupid glugs like you get out of bottles. Yes, I know you can rotate a bottle. Yes, you can stab the bottom of the bottle and whatnot. For me, this is just easier. Plus, with this, you also get an extra quart. So instead of 5 quarts, you get 6 quarts, which is nice. 70% less plastic and 6 quarts. we're trying to do, especially with this car, man. This is a Grimmspeed compliant car, so why not use a Grimmspeed happy oil? I want to get it 25% plant-based, less plastic, cardboard, you know, all the good stuff. So let's get some oil slapped in here. If you guys are interested in this Havilland Pro RS, it's big at a lot of the like quick lube places. If you guys are going there, feel free to ask them about the Havilland Pro RS. On top of that, if you guys want to order this or you want more information on this, I will link it down below. You can order it at your local Walmart, pick it up at your local Walmart, whatever you may be buying. Whether, I think it's like back to school season, isn't it? If you're going to get school supplies for your kids, man, grab yourself some oil. Matt, do you want some Havilland for mittens over there? Do you want a box? Is that a yes? I'll get you a box right now. I got a box in the thing. Do you want a box? Matt, here you go. Havilland Pro RS Lifelong. For you, my friend. We're gonna use this in both our cars because we like Techron and we like their oils. They legit make good stuff. I use it in pretty much all the cars. So I'm gonna give this one to Matt as a late birthday, early Christmas present. Will you take my oil?
I mean, sure.
He's accepted the gift. Look at that, man. There's not a single glug. This is the smoothest pouring oil. Matt, you see this? Look at this. Smooth.
Oh my goodness, that could be dangerous.
That's actually, that actually could in fast hands. Put our oil cap back on here. I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and, I can't, we can put coolant in the car also, you guys. So let's do that also. I'll probably just fill it through the radiator for now. Just to get some fluids in here to ensure that we ain't got no leaks. Normally I fill these up from the upper expansion tank, but since I'm right here, I'm just gonna do it from right here to fill up the radiator first. Oh wow, okay, hello. Let's open up this top guy here. Dude, that's like almost 2 gallons in. I'll let that sit for a minute. There's some like little baby bubbles coming out. Now that we got some fuel in the car, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna disassemble everything that's in my way just to be able to see why the hell this fuel rail keeps leaking. So I'm gonna get the fuel pressure regulator out of here, undo all these lines for the FPR, get the oil funnel fill guy out of the way, literally get everything out of the way that I can to be able to get down there to be able to access these a lot easier. So let's yeet them out of here and let's see what the problem was. Alright, I'm going to go prime fuel system, Matt. You tell me if you see
Did you
this
replace these?
Replace what?
Did you replace anything with this or tighten it?
I mean,
because it's wet under it.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks
okay, well
wet.
tell me what fitting is squirting.
Okay.
Tell me which one the squirter is then. Any squirt?
No. I don't think so.
Beautiful, we've got now squirt, which means our fuel system is solid. A bacchiotomy, I can give you that. That'll be $29.95.
Cheaper than I wanted to charge.
So now that our car doesn't do the squirty squirt, I can go ahead and get this other intercooler
Can I get a new
pipe.
one?
Ah, thank you, sire. You've given Dobby a sock.
You're welcome.
Dobby is a free elf.
Still got dirt on my face?
You've got dirt on your face.
Perfect.
Well, now that we've got this situation taken care of, so I've got the cold side kind of mocked up right now. I know it's a little bit dark, you guys. I do apologize. I ran into a problem. The coolant overflow doesn't fit with this intercooler pipe here, so I think I'm going to have to get a relocation one or a different one for the coolant overflow. It's not a huge deal. It's just, I actually have one back there. I have a Chase phase one that I can use. So, woo! What am I going to do next? I need to take this pipe off the car. I'm going to drill a hole in it for the IAT sensor. I need to find the wire though, just so that way I can see where to mount this thing. So I think I'm gonna mount the IAT sensor right about there. So I need to drill a hole and weld a bung into this. So let me get this thing off the car. I don't know if I have any aluminum welding rod right now. I know I definitely have are these steel or aluminum? If they're steel, my welds will look a lot better. What do we have, steel or aluminum? It's definitely aluminum. Well, my welds will look like poop, but they'll work. So let me get this thing off. Let me drill a hole. This is only temporary. Grimmspeed is sending me another one of these, so let's get a temporary one made up right now. Well, spider web. Jesus, well, it is dark outside right now. I have no aluminum welding rod. The hole is prepped though, ready to go for our IAT bung here. So tomorrow, once the store's open, I'll go get some aluminum welding rod, weld this bung onto this pipe. Then we'll have our IAT sensor ready to go. At that point, we just need a base tune. So I'm gonna retreat inside for the night. See you guys in the morning. Hey guys, it is the next morning. It's obviously, well, you can't really see, but it's obviously daylight outside again. The first thing I wanna jump on this morning is knocking out these front end links just to get them off the table. I've had them sitting here for so long. The whole reason that you'd wanna swap out end links is when you swap out a sway bar, we're still on the stock sway bar, front sway bar, let me specify that. But when you swap out a sway bar, the stock end links become the next weak point. They're like very pencil thin. I'll show you guys what they look like after I pull one off. So since I already have the car in the air, we're just gonna knock them out. I've got an oil leak coming from the dipstick fill tube. It's pretty common whenever you swap to a Killer Bee oil pan. If you don't seal it up right, it'll tend to leak from the oil dipstick tube. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unbolt that dipstick tube, pull it out, clean it off, put some new O-rings on there, lube them up, shove it back in, put a little bit of sealant on the O-rings also just to get everything to seal up properly, and that should fix our oil leak right there. So let's knock out the end links real quick. I want to get these done with so that way they're off my bench. We've got our little baby end links out. When I said these are like pencil thin, I legit meant they're like pencil thin. If you look at our new ones, if I can even show them, like right there, you can see they're significantly thicker, so they shouldn't snap or anything like that under hard load. Now, on top of the end links, I just got in our 2015 Plus STI steering wrap. Well, I'm not gonna install this in this video. This will be its own video. A lot of people want how-tos on how to install these into the car and how to retrofit them into older models. So this is a 15 Plus STI steering rack. I did go ahead and get the linkage as well. You don't have to get the linkage, but this linkage, in my opinion, is a little bit better. The WRX linkage has a damper built into it, and because it has a damper built into it, it just kind of reduces steering feel. So this will be a nice upgrade and addition to add to the car in the next video. I'm not looking forward to it. It is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get it installed, but like I said, we are going to convert this STI or this WRX to a full STI swap, and that includes the steering rack, that includes the knuckles, that includes the brakes, the transmission, everything except for the cylinder heads. It'll still be single AVCS just because I don't care to do a dual AVCS setup. In my opinion, it's not really worth it. So sick! I'm debating on if I want to fix the oil leak right now. I'm going to throw the wheels back on real quick and then we'll go from there. Actually, no, the next thing I need to figure out is the coolant overflow situation. So I just got off the phone with Grimmspeed. The whole reason that that's not fitting is because we're running such a thicker radiator, it pushes everything out more. And because it pushes everything out more, you can't really fit it with this intercooler pipe right here. So I do have a Chase Bays one up in that bin up there. So I'll dig that out. I'll see if we can't mount that somewhere and just run the Chase Bays one for now. But let me get the wheels back on the car. We'll set it back on the ground and we'll figure out our coolant overflow situation. So with a lot of shoving and a lot of force, I was able to get this thing back in. Cool, works for me, honestly. Next up, I want to go ahead and knock out the little dipstick dress-up piece that Perrin sent us. It's just this little P guy. So from what it looks like, there's a little indentation right there on the dipstick. Looks like we just drill that out, slide in the new dipstick, and then knock in that little roll pin, and it should work. I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Bloop. Okay, now in theory, this should be as easy as just drilling this out. That's a cardboard box down right there. Oh, the dipstick broke. I think I'm gonna need a new one. I'm most definitely going to need a new one. As you can see, it's just too much work and my dipstick broke, so now I don't have a dipstick. Well, I can confidently say that that went a lot better in my head than it actually did. It's no big deal. I got a black super stick ordered for it. It was worth an attempt, I'll say, but whatevs, no big deal. The black super stick should be here in a couple days. It's the one that I used on Karma. It's the same one. It's just a black dipstick that just bloop goes right in there. So since we're dealing with the dipstick right now, I think I'm gonna get the car back up in the air and fix this oil leak coming off of the oil dipstick tube, because that has a tendency to leak and I don't want this car to leak any fluid. So let's get this thing up in the air. Go up, all the way up. Dope. Now that we're up in the air, let me curl my happy butt down there. It's just one 10mm up top to pull the dipstick up and out right here, and then we'll get it out. We'll get everything cleaned up. get it slid back in. There's probably gonna be some more oil that leaks, so I'm gonna try my best to not make a complete and total mess down here, because we've already made a good deal of mess. Hey guys, I'm just gonna fix this later. I'm gonna let this drain out for a little while longer. It's still just pouring out, and I can't put sealant or new O-rings in there with oil coming out of it because it's just not gonna seal it properly. So I'll come back to this in a little bit, but I think that's all I've got on this one. So the next video is gonna be the complete power steering rack install for those of you guys that do wanna do this swap. So like I said, that's all I've got for you guys on this one. If you guys liked the video, if you're pumped for the WRX, go ahead, hit that like button, turn your black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. Not the next video, because the next video is gonna be the power steering rack video, but the next video after that one should be the first start on this car, pending we get our base map. And actually, yeah, it's just pending we get our base map. So once we have that, we're good to start this thing up and start driving it and start getting ready to blow it up, because it will blow up at some point. But that's all right, because we have the 6-speed. We've got the new engine at out front, so if it blows up, it blows up. But that's all I got for you guys. So if you want to subscribe, I'm not your dad, I'm not your mom, I'm not your brother, I'm not your sister, I'm not whatever you want me to be. I'm just a dude in a garage. If you want to subscribe, you know what to do. I'm not going to tell you to do it. One of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.